Teresa and Sexuality. As you can tell if you've watched all these videos, I have begun to paint a picture of an incredibly powerful woman that was very grounded. She was very sensual. She was someone who loved her friends to pieces. She was someone that loved great food. Did you know in her day and age they had table wine and not water on the tables? Mainly because you couldn't depend on water being pure and not making you sick. She was someone who lived with great passion. And in spiritual growth, we can sometimes hold our passionate selves at bay, wondering whether our motives are pure. This is good to do. This is good to be honest with ourselves to our motives of what our passion is about and where it's leading us to. But it does not mean that we're meant to stifle or squash our passion. She was, in my estimation, a very sexual person, very much in her body, very much finding that the experience of God was not just the soul experiencing some flight, but the very body being set on fire on a cellular level. She says in so much of her amazing poetry, she says words like this: myself surrendered and given, the exchange is this, my beloved is for me, and I am for my beloved. When the gentle hunter wounded and subdued me in love's arms, my soul fallen, new life receiving, thus did I exchange. My beloved is for me, and I am for my beloved. And in another poem she says, O beauty exceeding all other beauties, paining, but you wound not. Free of pain you destroy the love of all creation. O knot that binds two so different, why do you become unbound? For when held fast you strengthen. And in another poem she says, if the love you have for me is like the love I have for you, my God, what detains me? Oh, what is delaying you? Soul, what is it you desire of me? My God, nothing other than to see you. Her words go on and on, where she dies because she does not die. And isn't that very true in true fulfilling sexuality? That when our desire is strong and we come into the fulfillment of that, whether it's with a physical lover, whether it's with some other passionate love of our lives, that when we come into the fulfillment of it, there is something that is painful about the fulfillment too. We die because we do not die. We're not trapped in this body, but this body is a limited experience of the ineffable that's coursing through our blood and through our veins. She, of all people, would say, do not abandon your sexuality. Do not doubt that this too is of God. But do let yourself be pursued by the divine desiring of the transcendent, of the ineffable, of Source at your center. Let that be the place wherein you orient your motives and orient your search. And it's going to show up in the people around you. It's going to show up in giving light to the day-to-day choices. It's going to show up in the moments of union you may have with another human being, no matter what type of intimacy it is. She says we're meant to pull back that veil and have the direct experience because we settle for nothing less. I think that's pretty awesome and pretty juicy. Now, in my 5-week course, one of the weeks is devoted to a great book called The Meditation on the Song of Songs. And we'll go into her direct writing on this and her interpretation, along with the culture of her time and the history of her time. You'll get a really good sense of the inspiration that stands apart of a world that's caught up in the Spanish Inquisition and the Council of Trent, which were very rigorous on anything that was full-bodied, holding it to be suspicious and perhaps not of God. So join me for the 5-week course, because there's going to be a lot more. We'll go through 4 other of her books. We'll have webinar, meditation. You even get a private session with me. May your day be fully embodied in spirit. And may you find Teresa a friend along this path.